What up, guys? What up? The AMA I said I would do, and it took me forever to do it, but I am here, and I am finally doing it, and I said I would, and I will. And I am. So, for those of you who have asked me questions all over the place from Twitter to golly, we had it on Tumblr, Twitter, on the forums, a little bit on Skype. Like, I had a bunch of people asking me questions all over the place. I tried to get everyone's questions together, so if I accidentally missed it, please forgive me. If you want to poke at me and give me more questions, I would totally like to do more of this if more questions do arise. So, you know, other than stuff that's always on stream, like, it's okay if it's a frequently asked question or stuff like that. My bangs are bothering me. They're like, hi, I'm going to be in your way today. So that's kind of what's going down. So yeah, guys, if you want to see more of this, hear more from me, please, like, by all means, just let me know, you know? And I would love to do more of this. This is actually, it looks like it's going to be really fun. I've got a bunch of crazy questions, and I'm going to try to answer every single one of them. Yes, all of them. So here's the thread over here. This is on the Dream Team Network. It is dreamnetwork.tv into my little section, because they have a little section for me, so if you guys want to come say hi there, or if not, I mean, there's a lot of other places. If you want to post your fan art, even if you're not a Final Fantasy 14 player, please, like, still go in and check out these forums, check out the Dream Network. There's a whole bunch of fantastic people. Alright, guys, so let's go ahead and get this started. First question is from Neil Bari. One of the other things you stream other than Final Fantasy 14 is working on your art. Do you feel that streaming helps or hinders your creative process? It kind of does a little bit of both. Sometimes it really does inspire me and helps me keep going when I am really burned out. Like, you guys give me a lot of hype. And sometimes there's days where I just, like, you know when you want to just sit around and watch a movie all day and kind of zone out and do something? That's kind of how it is sometimes, and I can't watch movies. I can't, like, even streaming some of my music and stuff like that, technically I shouldn't be doing. So it's a little tough sometimes, but honestly, overall, I really do enjoy it. It's just finding the time and making sure that, like, I'm prepped, you know, like today, like, I've got a nicer shirt on and stuff like that. I'm like, okay, I look good for stream. It's alright. Sometimes I just want to sit in my pajamas with, like, my hair and fucking stupid ass pigtails, like, yo, what up, guys? Like, but, you know, how you perceive yourself is stuff. Anyway, so it does a little bit of both, but honestly, I think overall it's not the worst. I do get used to it pretty well. So, oh, by the way, I guess I should put a warning for those of you who don't know who I am. I am RinTheYordle. That is not my real name, and I have a tendency to cuss, so I apologize ahead of time. I have a terrible, terrible mouth on me, so I appreciate it if you guys hopefully don't get offended by it or anything. I just like to have fun and be goofy and silly, and my words are not always the best, and I also have a tendency to repeat myself, so I'm sorry if this goes on for a little bit. Alright, so going on to the next question. Miri, looking back on past projects can be interesting. Have you ever looked back at something you made years ago and wondered how much better you could do it now? Actually, when you had asked me this, I had just finished a redo on accident, because I was really stressed out. And sometimes when I stress out, I'm like, I'm just gonna draw something. Like, for me, I usually don't draw a lot for me. I'm usually very busy. So when I do actually take the chance to do that, it's actually quite cool. And I'll pull this up so that you guys can see. Going back and checking out what you've done in the past, and then sometimes even remaking it and seeing how you can do better is very, very, very helpful to the process. Because it gives you a little bit of, inspiration to be like, hey, you know what? I am getting better. Like, it's okay. So don't be worried about your work right then and there. Like, keep working, keep working, keep working, and then one day pick one of your old works, try to redo it again, and be like, hey, you know what? I have gotten better, and that's freaking awesome. And it actually really inspired me. I never have done a redraw of something that I've done in the past, and it was really, really nice for me to do, and I'm having obviously an issue now trying to find it. I did not technically prep for these. I wanted it to be like a stream that I was doing, but actually, like, me doing this See, guys, there's no edits, no cuts, no nothing. This is the raw Rin-a-dinger. You hear? You hear. Yeah. I know it's here. I got it. It's on. There it is. Ha! I found it. Alright, so let's just skippy this little thing over here. So yes, I did the draw this again meme. I call them memes. Don't judge me. So there on the bottom you can see, let's scale this down a little bit. So there's the before drawing that I drew 2 years ago of Rin, and then when I was really stressed out I started to draw this doodle and I was like, oh, this is kind of like my old drawing. I'm like, okay, you know what, let's go for it. Let's kind of make it the same but something different and new. And that's my redone one on the top. And I'm really proud of myself. Like, both are okay. Both are milestones for me to look back and go, okay, you know what, I did okay before, but I did a lot better this time, and here's some new stuff that I learned and how I'm able to process and render through my painting. So it's really fun. I would definitely recommend it to other artists if you are wanting to do that. So go ahead and close out that. Next question, Memegumi. Maybe this has been answered somewhere before, but what got you into the whole art thing? I mean, you're obviously really good at it. I'm curious if you grew up with it, just found my talent the other day. Aw, thank you, Gumi. That was a little while ago, but thank you. I like you, Mama Gumi. And pushed to be pushed harder, or it began as a hobby and became something more. Okay, sorry. It actually, okay. So my dad used to actually like drawing when he was, when I was a baby. I watched him make, like, Disney characters on my wall, and me being the smartass, like, well, very, very tiny child still in diapers, I thought I was allowed to draw on the wall too, and they couldn't scold me for this because I saw mommy and daddy do it, so why couldn't I do it? And, like most of us as kids, you know, we all draw, we all do lots of stuff, but I didn't actually start pushing harder for it as an actual, a career for me until about mid to late high school. I started realizing that, I didn't have a lot of inspiration for other things. I was kind of going through a rough time, and I was like, the thing that made me, excuse me, and I'm drinking Pepsi, so that's not helpful. Those tickles on the back of your throat sometimes, man. Okay, sorry. I may have to cut this. I'm sorry. Okay. Of course, when I'm trying to talk, now suddenly I'm having these throat issues where it's just like, hello, you want to talk? You want to have an AMA? Good, I'm going to mess with your throat. Anyways, when I was in high school, I started to realize, even more, since I was a child and everything, that the thing that made me happy was making other people happy through my art. I used to draw little cartoon characters and stuff like that for my friends all the time, and we used to have so much fun in, you know, elementary school, with Digimon and Dragon Ball Z and Pokemon and all this other stuff, video games, Sonic, that was our life, and me being able to draw my own characters into our own little world of fantasy was very fun. So, and as I got into high school, I realized that I still really love doing this, and that, that was my drive, that was my inspiration, that's what I did all the time. Like, I slept in class, I got A's and B's, because I was mean like that. I would just look through my book and, you know, tab through for the information that I needed, and I would draw all the time, because my friends would get excited by this. We had, you know, they were watching Naruto and other, you know, silly dorky anime stuff at the time, and I wasn't watching a whole lot because I was still, I was in theater, I was in, like, mom couldn't pick us up right away, so we were constantly going to the bowling alley after school, going playing DDR. Like, I usually kept myself pretty busy, but any other time, I was just trying to draw because it made people happy. And when I saw their reactions, when I saw, how my friends absolutely adored it, they hung it up on their walls, they told me about their inspiration and ideas and things that they thought that they could make as a character and stuff like that, I wanted to draw that. And I came up with my own characters and my own ideas, and it was very, very, very interesting. And that's just what kept me going. So as I started pushing more and more, even through college, as I finally decided that I was going to go to or go to school for art, I even then, I was still trying to fish around for what I was really trying to do. Because I was like, am I going to be an illustrator? Am I going to be an animator? What exactly am I going to focus on? And I struggled with that for a while until I finally settled on animation. And now I'm back where I'm doing actually more illustration than I am animation. So it's a constant toggle, but literally my drive is just how happy it makes people, how I've been an influence to the League of Legends community at the end of my college years, and how that really influenced me to make more fan art, make my own characters still, and make people happy through that. It was like, it was a community, it was a thing that we all shared, and that's what got me way more into the gaming community. And sharing artwork in that, and trying to incorporate those two things together. And that's been the whole reason that I've been continuing this thus far, is that has been the greatest achievement for me personally. So alright, so now we're moving on to all the questions that I gathered together. We have a whole bunch from my buddy Brom on Tumblr. You know who you are, so thank you, man. I really appreciate it. What do you dislike about League of Legends? Just as much as I love the community, there's still some... because there are so many people playing League of Legends, you're going to obviously attract some of the more trolly side. And because of that, I think that's probably my biggest thing, is that I actually took a break from League because I was getting so much flack. And I've had to learn to deal with that. But I feel like I'm getting better at it for the most part. I mean, sometimes it still kind of goes to heart, but I've had more people be supportive of me and being kind and showing love to me than the actual, you know, like just troll posts, you know, just trying to get under your skin. And that keeps me going. So I'd have to say, between that and my uncanny amount of, I'm very competitive. I played soccer for 8 years of my life as a goalie, and I did not like losing, and I still don't like losing. So I'd have to say that the competitive nature of myself is very conflicting with League of Legends, because I'm not going to be good right away, and I do fail a lot, and that's hard to deal with sometimes personally for myself. So, which of all the Yordles do you think needs more love from Riot? Poppy. Poppy needs some serious TLC, but I think she's coming up really soon here. They keep talking about her. They had, I think, a specific date that they wanted to have her done. I don't remember that date because I'm burping, sorry. I don't remember that specific date, but I think Poppy definitely could use it the most, because she's a tough champion to play, and her visual art is really old. Her and Tristana were both Meglings. They weren't technically Yordles, so it would be good to see them looking more like Yordles now that they're actually dropped into that. And I'm trying to think, who else could use some love? Vygar, I think, actually could use an actual, like, update. Also with him nerfing from getting rid of DFG. Like, it's all about his burst, and if he doesn't have that burst, like, it's just a one burst and then he's done. Like, he's super squishy, you can completely wreck him if you get up in his face. Like, I think the poor little guy needs just a little, like, just a change, where maybe if he's not going to be super bursty, that he is still capable of doing a good amount of stuff, when he doesn't have anything else on cool, or, you know, like, he's only got one thing on cooldown. Like, it still hurts, but the tanky meta of, well, that's still kind of tapering off from right now, kind of really wrecks him. Personally, like, I've still seen him in a couple of tournaments, and he's done perfectly okay. So I don't know, I'm trying to kind of decipher that, but I think the VU for Vygar would be actually really cool too. Like, he's really blocky, you know. So I'd like to see some cool little designs, and now I kind of want to draw new designs for Vygar. That'd be kind of cool. Anyway. Oh, and Corki needs, like, a serious VU. Like, yeah, Corki, seriously. Okay, let's see here. What kind of Yordle do you think Riot should add? And no, Rin doesn't count. Well, since they're taking a moo out of Yordles, I think we need more tanks. We need some serious, like, jungle tank, like, turn Poppy into a jungler slash tank. Let's make a new one. Let's make one who's super crazy good and, like, he's meant to be in the jungle. That is what they made his kit for. His or her kit. And let's have some fun with that. I want to see that, or I want to see more bruisers. Like, we have plenty of mid AP casters. Or maybe another support, because Lulu's even moved out of the support range. However, support's also really moved out of a completely different, like, genre. Like, it's a support, but you do a lot of damage. Anyway, I have seen you have done some animations. Can you see yourself doing that instead of portraits? Yes, I believe. Because I haven't been practicing it a lot, I have kind of fallen out of it. It was a very tough decision for me in the first place because animation takes a lot of time. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of dedication, and you're not going to get what a lot of the fandom wants to see right now, which is where they want next, 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 give me more, give me more, give me more. It's not going to happen like that. Animation takes time, and one animation of 40 seconds could take a week to a month to complete, depending on the complexity and the amount of particles and shinies and how shading's gonna work and all that stuff. Like, if you've got a complex fight scene for 30 seconds, that could take a month or longer, because you're trying to, I mean, it's not just looking up one proportion, you're looking up the entire motion. You're trying to make that realistic and feeling and the weight and camera movements and, I mean, composition. Dude, even some of my animations that are like 10 seconds long, when you have all that stuff put into After Effects and you're trying to render it, if you don't have a render farm, which is where you have a whole bunch of computers set up specifically just for, like, taking portions of animation and cutting them apart so you can put it all together later so that they're rendered out nicely, it takes a long time. Those, you know, I did a 2-minute quickie video to open up my stream, and the render for it took, I think, an hour and a half for like 1 minute. It was pretty ridiculous because I had so many effects going on that I was practicing and playing with, so it's kind of ridiculous. So anyway, because I want to please everyone, like, doing animations are really fun and I could do it for a living, I think, but I think I would be kind of sad because I want to do more portrait work and get more stuff out to people, because there's a lot of people who want to see new stuff. And let's face it, League of Legends and Final Fantasy and Digimon and every other things of my love has way too many characters and a lot of stuff that would take a lot of time. So, how long have I roleplayed? I don't roleplay as often or really much ever. I more make comics based on Rin to kind of get an idea of her character and how she would react with other characters, and I've done that with other iterations of her in the past, such as the Yuke from Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles. I made a Yuke once. I made a little black mage from Final Fantasy 9. You know, like, I like making more comic actions and then seeing how other people react back and forth with that character. So it's a weird off portion of role playing. But anyway, how long have I actually role played? Couple years. Like, I didn't actually get into the whole, or didn't understand the whole roleplay scene until about mid to late college. I started seeing more of that, and I was really into, I was able to get a copy of Crystal Chronicles is what it was, and then I started like looking around for Crystal Chronicles groups, and I found a little forum that I started to do this role play for RinTheYordle, and I started creating her character and drawing her and seeing what I wanted to make with this world and finding out more about, I'm really interested in weird characters, so I was really researching like Yukes and what made them and blah blah blah. I'm going way off track here, but anyway, so that's it's been a short time. Like, I like writing stories, I like making up ideas, so it kind of coincided one hand in hand. So, but I do more drawing than I do actual role play stuff. What gave the idea of Rin being the apprentice of Heimerdinger and not someone else, like another OC? Okay, RinTheYordle was made as a joke. When I started playing League of Legends, my friends from that Crystal Chronicles group were playing it, and they said, Rin, you should play with us. I'm like, all right. So the first character that I tried was Annie, and I was terrible. I didn't understand the stun mechanic at all. So the next rotation came around, and Heimerdinger was on it. So I tried Heimerdinger, and I was like, hey, I'm not dying, and I could just set down turrets, and they do the thing for me. So I played that for a while, and as I started getting more into it, my friends were like, okay, you should change champions because he's bad. And I'm like, but I don't want to. Like, I like this guy. Let me stick with him. So my friends started making the joke that I was RinTheYordle because I wouldn't play anything else other than Heimerdinger. Another joke that happened was that I called myself the assistant because all I could do was get assists. I never, ever, ever, ever actually got kills. So I made the joke RinTheYordle the assistant. And there you have it. I was like, hey, I could make a character out of this. This could be fun. And so I started to draw Rin and make jokes and then post it with my friends and stuff like that, which that started to take off. And then the roleplay community started kicking in. So I was like, okay, you know what? Let's see if I can actually flesh out this character more with roleplays and drawing her with other champions. And it blew up from that point. My sketches went onto the League forums. People really loved them. They wanted to see more. They wanted to see more Rin. I started posting on Tumblr. I started doing this, doing that. It all became a big thing that I really fleshed out this character, and I'm still fleshing her out to this day to make her something interesting and different for an original character. So, are you happy on how far you've come with your art? Yes. Do I still want to be a lot better though? Yes. So yes and no? Yes. I'm trying to be confident here. Don't question me on this one. What is the first art piece you ever did? Oh. That's a really tough question. Like, one that I remember, because that was when I was a baby. Like, I drew Sonic the Hedgehog all the time. So I drew Sonic, I drew Mickey Mouse, I drew Pluto, I drew Minnie. Like, I was, my family was really big into Disney, at that time, so I was drawing a lot of Disney stuff. And, so there was that, and then I got my first Sega, so Sonic was like my big hero. I watched him on TV, and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles as well, and Quack Attack, and stuff like that. Like, my Sega was my life. So first art piece I ever did, I think the one that I can remember the most was back in like first kindergarten. No, it was kindergarten. I drew a picture of Sonic, and he was doing his normal, like, I've never won, you know, like in the beginning, da 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 da, and he'd pop up through the ring and he'd be like, you know. I drew something like that, but he had the mountains of Zone 1 in the background and stuff like that. So that's one I remember the most as one of my first art pieces, because it got hung up on the wall by my art teacher, and she was like, I'm so proud of you. Look at all the attention to detail because you're so young and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, yeah, look at me. I'm good. I'm good. So, okay. How did you get the name Rin? Any inspirations? My name, obviously when you were a kid, younger, when AOL was the big thing, using your real name was a big no-no. Everyone said, no, you're not supposed to do that. So I didn't. My first screen name was Soccer Ducky, and then I thought it was dumb, and I wanted something cooler, and I was watching Sailor Moon and Dragon Ball Z and stuff on Toonami at the time. And I was like, I can make a cooler name. Yeah, and I'm like, you know what? I don't like this Rini girl from Sailor Moon, but I like her name, so I'm gonna take it. And I thought her name was spelled R-E-E-N-E, so I was like, okay, I'm gonna be cool. I'm gonna spell it R-I-N-I. Yeah. Oops. And then Elenika is actually a two-letter swap from my favorite RPG game at the time, Wild Arms 2. There is a little mage character named Lilica Eleniek. So that K-A at the very end, I swapped around to do Elenika, and I liked it. So it's like, Rainy Elenika, yeah, I like this, let's do it. And the name stuck with me. So I've used it for the past, like, oh my god, 15, 16 years, I think, something. I don't remember how long it's been. It's been a really long time that I've been using it as a online name, and it's hard to get away from it because it's kind of catchy. So, and everyone, you know, from back in the Mochi Mansion days, that's an old website I was a part of, and up into when I was posting stuff on the internet, people just knew me as Rini or Rin, and then I dropped the I later. I was like, let's not be Rini, let's be Rin. I like Rin. And then I found out about Vocaloids. I was like, well, I just can't be original at all, can I? Animu! Such a weeaboo name. Okay. What's the hardest artwork I've ever done? Don't remember? Then what took the longest? I wouldn't say I've ever had the hardest piece of artwork to ever work on, because a lot of them do pose their own challenges. But the longest one that I've ever had to make was currently to this day, all of the Yordles. I think that one took me about 2.5 weeks. It's like to not be angry at myself and finish that one. That was a commission by Ijar, and I use it mostly just because it has all the Yordles and that's what I'm known for. So that one I think took the longest out of everything else that I've done, just because of the amount of characters. Like when you start putting over, you know, 4 or 5 characters, then it's like, oh my god, all this detail. So alright, moving on to Rixian's questions. Hey Rin, long time no talk. Here's my question. I know, Rixie, I miss you. What are your top 5 skills that you're proud of? My top 5 skills would be my artwork, community involvement, my art? Actually, graduating college, I think, would definitely be, like, even though I'm kind of upset about the whole price of it and everything, I was the first in my family, out of everyone through the line of, you know, generations to actually graduate from college, so that made me pretty proud that I pushed through to that, even though I came up with a lot of hardships. So college, artwork. What was the other one I said? Oh yeah, community involvement. I'm really proud of my community involvement. Like, for how busy I am, I try to stay on top of everything. Making Rin, I think, would definitely be one of, like, I know that kind of coincides with my art, but I'm really proud of her and where she's gone. I'm really proud of how far she's taken off as a character that people really enjoy, so that's quite nice. My streaming. Yeah, my streaming would be my 5th one. Like, even though it's still a slow start and it's taking a while to get even further, I've learned a lot over the time, and the amount of stuff that I've been able to self-teach is very helpful, because it gives me a lot of other skills that I can use towards a lot of other things. Like, I've learned HTML, CSS, I've learned how to make a lot of my own stuff, and program everything into my Twitch and what have you, so I'm pretty proud of that. Kindos on Twitter has asked me 3 favorite League pro players. Ooh, follow questions, kill, sleep, and marry. I'm not gonna do the follow-up question. 3 favorite League pro players. Wild Turtle makes me laugh every time. Like, that guy's face. Every time. Like, freaking Wild Turtle is hilarious. Also, who else do I really like? I mean, he's so involved with the community that you just have to know about him. Darius, like, he's such a super chill, like, kind of guy. Like, I don't know. And then if you count it, actually, you know what, I'm gonna count it anyway. I know he's not technically a pro player anymore. He is, managing. But my first favorite ever was Dandin. And I'm sorry, I'm a cutie pie, but Dandin was the first Heimerdinger to me. So, I used to watch Dandin a lot, playing Heimerdinger when everyone said he was bad, and then seeing Dandin kick the crap out of his brother on Brand back in Season 2, and Wrecking Face was probably the highlight of my League time, and watching the stream with that. It was quite great. So, would you rather live underwater or in the sky? Probably in the sky. I'm afraid of heights, but the water, I think, would freak me out more because it's so dark. And I like the sky. It's nice. How do your fans, followers make you feel? I hope that answers your question. What started you streaming? Art. I started streaming on livestream many years ago, and then I thought about getting it owned when it was actually up and running, but they didn't want artists on there, and I was like, maybe I can play games, but I couldn't really play games at the time. My old rig was completely incapable of doing so. I was barely able to stream to live stream with art. Like, my CPU usage was like whoosh. So yeah, just my art did. I saw a lot of other people doing it on live stream, so I wanted to share my artwork and get critique back while I was working on stuff. So it was cool. What would you rather be? 7 feet tall with 2 short arms, or 2 feet tall with 5 foot long arms? I'm just picturing a squat little Rin with like super flaily, like. We're gonna do the Gonzo with 2 feet tall and 5 foot long arms. If you don't know what I'm talking about, then watch Muppet Treasure Island. If you had to pick one anime as the only one you could ever watch again, which one? Digimon? I know it's kind of childish, but Digimon just makes me happy. It really does. I can't get over Digimon, like, ever. Who is your greatest inspiration? Ooh, you want me to pick one? That's tough. There's a lot of inspirational people out there. Like, I watch Night King and Knockworth, Keenan, Lafferty, Iron Stylist when he started showing up. Night King, if you don't know who he is, please check him out on DeviantArt. He is really awesome. He's got some really cool stuff. I can't even name half of like the artists that I've gone through and checked out over the years, just because I know them mostly for their style, and I'm just blown away. There's so many inspirations. Shoot, even people like comedians and stuff like that. I love Hook, because I love Robin Williams, and that's been one of my most inspirational movies. So like Robin Williams, rest his soul, was a huge inspiration to me, especially after hearing that he was, battling depression all that time. Like, I had no idea. He seemed like such a happy person all the time, and always wanting to do something better for people and make them happy, just by doing what he does. Like, being who he is to make the world happier, and making a living out of it. And that's, kind of my inspiration as well. So there's a lot of huge inspirations to me. Sunset Dagger, what is your favorite art piece that you've done so far? Recently, I'd have to say it was that picture of Rin that I drew recently. I'm pretty proud of that one. It gives me some more ideas of what I want to work on. So I think either that one or my Sugar Rush drawing from Riot. I think I really like that one. Just how some of the colors and stuff turned out gave me an idea of how I want to start composing artwork a little bit better, and by that I mean like actual composition, because that's my next work in progress. So, Phoenix Fly, what is a normal day like for you? I get up, I make my bed, I clean up all my soda cans and stuff like that, and my water bottles. Like, I forgot to clean this one up though, and I make sure everything's nice and clean around my desk, and that, I'm feeling good for when I want to stream, finding out when I'm going to stream, what I'm going to stream, finding out what artwork and stuff I need to do, making sure mom's okay, taken care of. Yeah, I kind of live day to day pretty normally. Like, it's a usual, and then just making sure that I get out every Tuesday and either Saturday or Sunday to go hiking has been a new normal day thing for me, so that I get out of the house a little bit, make sure I'm taking care of myself, make sure I'm exercising a little bit, because health is a #1 priority that I really need to start taking care of even more than I already do. Like, I'm trying to cut back my Pepsi, even though I'm drinking it right now. I'm gonna have another water afterwards, stuff like that. So, Mini! League Minion. Is Rin the Asura an entirely different character from the Yordle, or rather incarnation of Rin if she were born in Tyria? The latter. She is definitely a reincarnation of Rin if she were born in Tyria. I modeled Rin the Asura directly off of my Yordle and tried to make it as close as possible to the two, and it was fun. I definitely had fun just doing that, and I love both characters very much. So, Astrolime, 2 questions. What made me want to art? I think I answered that earlier with me having the inspiration to make people happy. You know, when I was a kid, just doodling and stuff like that, that made me very happy, and I wanted to continue that and keep inspiring people. And then 2, what is your favorite kind of dog? My sister has a little Dachshund. I think I said that wrong. The little wiener dog almost with the fluffy big ears. She's the cutest thing, and I really love her because she's super docile. She's like a little cat, but she's a dog, and she's super sweet. She's just a little sweetheart. So yeah, I'd have to say that's probably one of my favorites, even though Gordon is super cute. He's a rat terrier mix. He's a little too hyper for me, but he's a good dog. So Gordon, by the way, is my mother's dog, also kind of mine, but mom's the one who got him, and he's a super sweet little dog. You guys see him on stream every once in a while. Doom Arcana. We're getting down to the end of this, guys. Oh yeah, I did it. I did an AMA thread. Doom Arcana. What's your favorite band? Ooh. Well, I don't know if you consider it a band, but I do have favorite artists. Fox Stevenson is one of my favorite artist inspirations. He not only does drum and bass remixes and stuff, but he makes his own music. And they're very inspirational. They're very up, poppin'. Like, they just get me wanting to work every single day. Like, I can't get bored of his music. So, although he's not a band, him, Faint, anyone on Liquicity in general has really pushed my limits as an inspirational artist or band that I like listening to. Like, those are my absolute favorites. I'm a huge techno, drum and bass, dubstep junkie right now, so that's like my huge thing. But I still listen to a lot of other music too. And last but not least, we've got Watery Mind. Oh, Watery. Why are you such a butt? All children who have been listening thus far and were okay with my cussing, be warned, I'm about to flip Watery Mind off. Anyway, in all seriousness, have you ever played Dota, and how badly did it go? Yes, I did play Dota once, Dota 2, and I had no idea what the fuck was going on because it was a whole bunch of flashy lights and people screaming, and I mean literally like the person overhead who like talks to you when somebody gets like a double kill or legendary and stuff like that, he was like super into it. He was like, super awesome legendary Mega Max! Oh my god, this guy's on fucking rampage! Motherfucker! I was like, what the hell is this, like fucking WWE going on in here? And then like, oh yeah, so you have like 50 billion things that you can, like everything, there's so many buttons and so many things going on all over the screen. This was a while ago too. Like back when I first started playing League of Legends, I tried out Dota 2 and I was like, I have no idea what the fuck is going on. Like, the UI was super confusing. There's buttons everywhere, and then they're like, oh, you're supposed to deny creeps and stuff like that. And I'm like, what? I can deny stuff too? Like, that's super weird. So, yeah, it went very bad. So, anyways, that is all for my AMA. Looks like I've been recording for almost 40 minutes. Oh my goodness, guys, I'm sorry. But thank you all so much for giving me all those questions. I hope I got everyone's questions. Like I said, if I was missing any, if you guys want to reply on YouTube or hit me up on Twitter, on Tumblr, wherever you guys want to come say hi, please feel free to. But more importantly, if you want to actually tag into that AMA thread on the Dream Network, that is the easiest way to make sure that I'm not going to miss it. So I know you guys have to sign up there, but it's honestly a fantastic group of people. It's not just about Final Fantasy. Like, go and say hi to people. Go be part of this community, because it's been one of the greatest that I've been on as a team so far. So thank you, Dream Network, so much for that, guys. I really love you all. Yeah, so if you guys want to say hi to me anywhere else, at RinTheYordle, it's right up there. That's my Twitter. Second easiest way to get a hold of me is definitely through that. And then you've got my Tumblr. Rainy Dinger is my RinTheYordle one. Like, I'm actually RinTheYordle and I draw stuff for her. Or you can check out my art one, Rin's Art Place. Sorry, rinsartplace.com. rin.tumblr.com. And then my YouTube, which you guys should hopefully be seeing this on, is RinYelenika. So come say hi, you know, let me know what's going down if you guys want to hear more from me, or I don't know, I was thinking trying something else, like maybe try voice acting all the Yordles. Like, throw some questions at me, let me know what you want to see more of. I'm trying to get back into the swing for doing tutorial Tuesdays again, or at least once a month, you know, something like that. I'm trying to figure out how I can plan my time out to make all of this work and not super stress myself out, okay? So thank you guys again, I love you all, and we'll see you later, okay? Take care.